41% of companies worldwide plan to reduce workforces by 2030 due to AI,
Mm,
based on the World Economic Forum study. We talk about the pivot, we talk about where we see the economy going, we talk about the direction. This is all correlated. So when you hear
mm,
that, based on the last thing that you said, by 2030, it's 2025. So the next 5 years is critical for
mm.
Americans. And in 2025 is really important on the moves that we make for ourselves and our families. When you hear that, where do your mind go from a broader perspective, and then bring it back down to yourself in terms of you're like, okay, dang, I'm hearing that. What does that mean for me?
Right. No, I mean, my immediate thought, like, it's pretty broad. I'm like 41%. Like, where is, my mom starts jumping. Like, that's 41% of people, 40, like, what's that gonna translate
No,
to? 10,
41% of companies, companies,
like,
companies that employ people,
so let's
companies that
say,
employ people worldwide plan to reduce the workforce by
so
2030 due
mm,
to AI. So workforce is people that work a 9 to 5.
right. hmm And I'm thinking, even if it leads to a 5% reduction, my thought is, what are those people gonna do? Like, I mean, I guess most of them gonna have to pivot, like you're saying, they're gonna have to pivot and figure out something else. But my and then to bring it back in, like, more keen to myself, it makes me think like, okay, what role can I do that AI cannot replace? Like, what's something that's not replaceable by AI? What's something that requires a human touch, or what's something that works with AI? It makes me think that these people are gonna have to pivot and do something. They're gonna have to, and we are those people, by the way. So all of us are those people. So I don't want to make it seem like it's us and them, but all of us have to analyze our job and realize, do they need me? If AI really, I'm just thinking about the leaps it's made in the last 2 years. It was 2025. AI January 2025 is not the same AI January 2023. You you might not be leveling up, but AI is. And so you better catch up, strategize, and figure out some type of way to make sure that you're irreplaceable. Because if you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's money to be made, and companies like to make money. They don't like to waste it though. So they feel like they can get more efficiency from Cortana or something. And goodbye, Keon. You know what I'm saying? It's not personal, it's business. And so
Yeah.
we have to understand that and not rock our fists at the companies, but look internally and figure out what can I do to prepare for this.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it's because I have a bias towards what I've been reading. And so I'm reading a book now, and the book said one of the lines in the book said, "Your career is over. Your career is old technology."
Oh man, that hurts to hear. We old.
Yeah. Your career is old technology. But long story short, basically it's just it sure that when you hear that, you like, man, that's
Mm,
deeper. Like, wow. What it's pointing at is times is changing. We're in a new economy. We're not in the economy where you worked somewhere 30, 40 years and you get a pension. You work somewhere 20 years and you get a pension. It's the digital economy, and we're trending towards AI. Things are moving at a pace that we've never seen before. And it's to stay neutral and observant in that, but to say, where is my spot? Where is my USP? Where is my uniqueness in this new evolving, changing economy? Because of course you get the, oh my God, AI is going to replace all of us. You
right.
can you can stay in that space, but actually, where are the opportunities based on my skill set, my uniqueness, my story?
Mm,
Where does the marketplace find things valuable, and where can I angle myself and be in value add in that particular lane. We can no longer rely on, well, I have 20 years of experience in this area. Well, what if the marketplace says that's great, but we can replace that with AI and they don't get sick. They don't try to finesse the system and go out on disability when they just not performing. I know the real scenarios. I've talked to people behind the scenes where people do that sometimes. I'm not saying that's all people, but I'm like, dang, you would go through those loops to just keep a check coming in versus just figuring out like, hey, this just not working out. Hey, I'll just go somewhere else.
Yeah,
Just holding
man.
on to the check, just holding on to the check is just with minimum output. That can't be fulfilling. And to be honest with you, and this is the KB rant moment, that's the reason why I'm we've decided to be 1% debt free
Mm,
is to make sure we're not doing things just for the check.
mm, okay.
Just for the check. So for us, it's a values thing. It's a money is cool, and we gonna get that money, and we gonna find ways to reinvent ourselves. But am I just doing this just for a check because I have all these bills? Am I like just make doing the bare minimum just because I really can't afford to leave my job? Or I'm so at the financial red line that I need this job and you're just holding on to it for dear life, even when you want to make a pivot, but the way your lifestyle is set up, you're at the red line to where you don't even have discretionary income to start working on a pivot point, like a pivot, meaning a pivot into where the economy is going.
Mm,
You're just day to day, like holding on, and at any moment when the carousel stops, when the music stops playing and everybody's trying to run and get the chair, someone's gonna be left out. Like, and meaning you're just doing it, and then time is just passing, and before you know it, it's 2030. You hadn't retooled, you hadn't re-innovated, and it's because you're just needing to pay the bills. You're not even able to think beyond or pay attention to these things is because you're just financially strapped for whatever reason. Just for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. People only care about their situation. I think that that's where people get it wrong. I'm not saying nobody cares about you or me, but most people, hey, I got enough going on in my own life. Like, nobody cares that you're broke. Nobody cares if you reskill.
mm,
Nobody cares if you go homeless.
mm. They don't.
Nobody cares if your house burn up.
Wow. Yeah.
Nobody cares if you have a tornado and tear down your house. Nobody cares if you have a hurricane. Nobody cares if you become debt free and you win it. They
Mm.
probably feeling some type of way you did it. So you probably need to shut your mouth. So I probably, advice me taking myself, but I had someone, I ain't gonna say no names, said to me and my wife, yeah, we envy your life because y'all living a life that we wish we had. We just and they
What
were
you
like,
supposed to say back to that?
and we like and they laughed, and so we living through y'all, and so
No.
again, nobody cares, nobody cares, and hear my heart, hear my spirit on what I'm saying. I'm not saying no one cares about you,
Mhm.
but you are responsible for your own life. I am responsible for my own life. I am accountable. I have to keep the personal accountability on myself. I can't blame the government is not coming to save me. Keon not coming to save me. My parents not coming to save me. My job ain't coming to save me. Nobody's coming to save me. Like that's just what it is. I think the sooner that we can know that as people, somebody left a comment talking about they went crazy on a rant about something. I'm like, I'm not even saying I disagree with you, but I'm not gonna wait on that.
Mm,
A lot of people have come and gone waiting on that.
yeah.
I'm not waiting on that. Reparations.
Shoot,
I'm done. I'm done, Rand. I'm done. I'm done.
man, I think
I'm sorry. I just sometimes I don't know. It just hit me. I don't know where it comes from sometimes.
man, I'm thinking we got. I'm like, man, y'all should have to pay for that. I'm mad. We should put that on the Patreon, but we're gonna leave it on this, man. We're gonna put it on YouTube. But man, it's you're right, man. No one's gonna save you. Like it's just. Yeah, I think that was just it was really deep. And I think that what you said really touched on what I don't want to say everyone, but what a lot of people are going through, being not check to check. It's like it's different stages. There's just dirt, poor, poverty. You don't even you homeless. Then there's, of course you keep going up and up, and then there's check to check. Like I like people say check to check, but check to check really means like if one check bounces, I'm in trouble. Okay, then you advance beyond that, and okay, you got a little bit of money saved up, but you're not in the clear, quote unquote, yet. And so I think what you just said can relate to almost all of them stages. Like you're just still focused on how do I continue bringing money in? How do I make sure I don't disturb that money coming in? And just that by itself requires a lot of mental energy. And so you have to push yourself to expand even more mental energy and invest that mental energy and time and money into figuring out how can I future proof myself. No one else is going to come do it for you.